Hey guys, it's Spider Kid 8000 back here again with another action figures review. That's right, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the figures from Star Wars Retro Collection from Hasbro. So if you don't know what the heck these things are, these were originally produced for Star Wars A New Hope back in 1978. They were made by Kenner. Kenner continued making toys for all the original trilogy until the toys stopped selling and they were canned. Years later, in 2019, Hasbro reproduced these beloved figures, and today we are going to be taking a look at some of them. Let's see what we got. So we got Princess Leia. We got Luke Skywalker. We have Darth Vader. And we have Bespin Luke Skywalker. Okay, guys, let's take a look at these bad boys. Okay, guys, first up, we got Luke frickin' Skywalker. This guy looks great. Really simple, as you can see. There's not much detail on him because these were originally made back in the 70s. They obviously didn't care much about detail back then. So yeah, he's pretty simple. He has pretty simple articulation, so I'm not going to be covering the articulation on all these guys because they all basically have the same amount of articulation. They all have 5 points. You see, you got the legs, got both of the arms, and then you have you have the head. So there isn't that much articulation. So I'm not going to be focusing on articulation that much in this video. So yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about it. So anyway, let's get into this guy. So yeah, he has that classic really pale white. He has the classic yellow hair. Yeah, so they chose to do the variant that has yellow hair for this guy. There were tons of variants of this figure. There was one with dark brown hair. There was one with I'm pretty sure there was one with maple hair, a maple hair color. So that was one of them as well. So yeah, he's pretty simple. There's not much to talk about other than this guy is really cool. And also he has this super cool feature that's also on Darth Vader that they used to use, where it's basically almost they call it a telescoping lightsaber. So basically what you do is that there's this little thing in his arm. It's a little blade, and you basically just use this little tab to push it out of its arm, and it basically looks like its lightsaber is igniting. So that's really cool. And so yeah, the detail on this guy is pretty soft, not much going on, and yeah, he has the pretty cool classic colors, and yeah, there's this one hand that's barely usable at all. That's usually on most of the Kenner figures, but yeah. With my figure, there is a little bit of chipping right there on the neck. It's really hard to see. If you turn the head, you can see it better. Yeah, there you go. Can you see it? I don't know if you can, but it's there. It really doesn't bother me that much, but it's just something to be noted. And yeah. So this guy does have softer details than the original Kenner figure. All of them do. Necessarily that they're just softer because they're copies of the molds. They're not the original. So yeah, pretty simple guy. Look at his cute face, adorable. Oh, and I forgot to mention yellow lightsaber. Now, you guys who aren't familiar with Kenner figures, you probably don't even know why the heck this guy comes with a yellow lightsaber. Well, let me tell you then. I will tell you why this guy comes with a yellow lightsaber. So, we actually don't really know why this guy came with a yellow lightsaber, but, all we know is that a lot of people, really don't like it, but, no one really talks about it that much. Honestly, I wonder where it came from. I have no idea. Maybe there was, some, detail with, the film or something, and they got, mixed up. I don't know. Either way, I think it's cool that they added that aspect in there. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Really nice figure. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have Bespin Luke Skywalker. So yeah, this guy is a little bit different from the last one we saw. As you can see, the main difference right off the bat is that he does not have the telescoping lightsaber. They stopped using that actually when they actually stopped using that. I'm pretty sure by the time The Empire Strikes Back came out, and this is when The Empire Strikes Back came out. So yeah, he doesn't have the telescoping lightsaber anymore. He has this brand new accessory, which is basically a holding thing. I know all of you are asking, where's the hilt? It looks like he's just holding the blade. Well, detail wasn't a huge thing back then. And of course, he comes a blaster. This was the very first figure actually to come with 2 accessories, so that's really, really cool. And yeah, he's in his classic dark, kind of like lightish, tannish, brownish suit from Empire Strikes Back. And of course, they went for the yellow-haired variant of the figure again, because those are the most iconic versions. Got some really nice detail on the legs. Really nice detail there. Got the dark boots. It's a really nice figure, really simple. He's rocking his classic look from Empire Strikes Back, of course. And there's his face. Looks a little bit more grumpy than the last one. I think that's the word. Yeah, more grumpy. I think he needs a hug. I think he does need a hug. So yeah, there's not much to talk about with this guy. Again, very soft details, and actually something that they they don't use anymore. So this guy actually has painted hands. That's why his hands are a little bit darker than his head. He has painted hands. So yeah. And this guy actually has a usable, both of his hands are usable. So they can hold both of his weapons. So that's pretty cool. This guy came out, I'm pretty sure, in 1980 originally, but he came out in 2020. I'm pretty sure, like, this version of the figure came out in 2020. So, like, you could still probably get this guy for pretty cheap. Obviously, there are scalpers that, do it for, like, insane prices. But, like, if you do it from, like, a legitimate website, like, this guy is not that much still. He's about, like, I don't know, $10, $15. Not that expensive, so. Yeah. So you should definitely pick this guy up. I think he's a really nice figure. Okay, next up, guys, we've got the beautiful and lovely Princess Leia. Or is it Leia? In the first movie, they call her Leia. I don't know why, but they call her Leia. But it's Leia. In other movies, she's called Leia. I don't know why I called her Leia, but either way, this is a really nice figure. Again, inspired by the Kenner figure. Oh, and of course, one hand completely useless. And, you got her classic bun hair. The weird bun hair. Got a very soft face. And you got this really nice thing that they used to do back then. It's like kind of like vinyl coats that they used to put around them, like for figures that had capes. And you see, there's actually pretty good printing under there. Pretty good printing for back then. Yeah, you got that one hand that can actually hold her blaster. One thing about this figure, though, she cannot hold her blaster that well. As you can see, I literally just lost it, so, yeah. She cannot hold it that well. Just fell out of her hand. So yeah, that is something to note when you're picking up this figure. It's really, like, you just need to kind of, like, maneuver it, and you actually can get it to stay. But when you wiggle it, it's just, like, it falls out like putty. So, like, that's one thing to know. And, yeah, she's pretty simple. Not much to talk about with her. Yeah, so she's pretty simple. Not much to talk about. There's not much to talk about with a lot of these figures, but did she have white shoes in the movie? I can't remember if she did, but leave a comment down below if you know if she had white shoes in the movie. Barely ever see her shoes, so I don't know. But either way, very, very cool figure. And actually, I don't think I remember her wearing something like this, like a cape in the film. Do you? Leave a comment down below if you remember her wearing a cape in the film. Either way, let's move on to the next one. Next, guys, we have the Big Papa himself, Darth frickin' Vader, guys. This guy is awesome. He's probably my favorite of the Retro Collection line so far. Yeah, so he's really cool. And he also stands a little bit bigger and taller than some of the other figures. So yeah, he also has that telescoping feature that Luke had, except for this one, the peg is a little more prominent, so it's a little easier to like put it down into his little thing. So yeah, it's very, very cool. You got some really nice detailing on this figure. Like, if you look closely, you can actually see a lot of nice detailing inside his vinyl cape there. Nice head sculpt for the time. Of course, it's a little, it's not fantastic nowadays, but it was very good for the time. Again, one hand, completely useless, but he doesn't really need it, so who cares? We got the feet. Very nice vinyl cape. Very nice. Got it folded like he's got it folded like he's royalty or something. Well, was the apprentice of the emperor, so doesn't that make him royalty? He married royalty. Does that make him royalty? I never thought about that before. But I don't know. But either way, very nice detailing for a figure like from this time. Like, I didn't expect this guy to be as detailed as he was. And also what I know is it kind of leaves an imprint when you have him in the box for a while. Kind of leaves an imprint right there where his legs are. Not really a big deal. I actually kind of like it. But, yeah. So this is an awesome figure. My favorite so far. Super, super cool. Okay, guys, so that was my review of the Star Wars Retro Collection, or at least some of the figures from the Star Wars Retro Collection. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below, and let me know, do you have any of the figures that I have here? Do you have all of the Retro Collection? And do you like the Retro Collection? Because I certainly do. Leave all of those thoughts and feelings in the comments below, guys. I will see you in the next review.